Welcome to another Mystical Perspective. I'm your host, Reverend Cindy Paulos. So happy to be here with you today, discussing important subjects, life-changing subjects, hopefully. I've been doing some talks on Dr. Master's book, Spiritual Mind Power Affirmations, which are practical, mystical, and spiritual inspiration applied to your life. And I guess I'm up to, page 69 with an important talk on your life, luck, fate, or karma. And I read these various affirmations from the book, and then I go into the subject and do a meditation as well. I've been doing meditation as taught to me by Dr. Master since I was 13 years old. And I'm still learning every single day, because that's what life's about, right? We're going to go into this, and I repeat the affirmations twice. You're welcome to either mentally or silently, speak them aloud. Yes, you can silently speak. The first one's cause and effect. I recognize that everything that takes place in physical life or beyond it is as a result of a cause which preceded effect. It's so evident when we look at life, the cause and effect. From the planting of a seed to the blooming of a flower to the rain and the rainbow, everything is cause and effect, and we can even go back to the original source of all, and us the effect of that. So repeating this, cause and effect, I recognize that everything that takes place in the physical life or beyond is as a result of a cause which preceded the effect. Now, of course, in that one, let's look at not just life, but beyond life. There are threads of energy. There's karma, which we'll talk about, which we are here to learn, and it can be bad karma or good karma, but what's bad and good, we'll look into that too. Luck is the next affirmation, based on the universal law of cause and effect. There is no such thing as luck or chance, good fortune, as everything has a cause that precedes it. Now, I love to hear that phrase spoken and say to people, it's not good luck, it's your karma. It's because of what you did. Maybe a person has a child that's done really well, and they say, I'm just so lucky. Well, no, it's because of the karma that you brought into this life with that child and the way you spent the time with that child. And it's all, not luck. It's based on the universal law of cause and effect. So repeating it, based on the universal law of cause and effect. There is no such thing as luck or chance, good fortune, as everything has a cause that precedes it. Now, when we talk about this, and we have to really look at the bigger picture. Sometimes we don't understand it's not just this life. It can be things to be worked out from previous lifetimes. It can be many, many things that happened in previous lifetimes that in this lifetime you're able to finally pay off the karma and work out and find the lesson behind it and learn from that lesson. I mean, there's that song by John Lennon, Instant Karma's Gonna Get You, right? The next affirmation is on karma. The law of karma best illustrates the law of cause and effect manifested in human experience of good, bad, and degrees in between. And again, here we're talking about things that we call bad and things that we call good. It's energy, frequencies, and things that we have to deal with, and some of the challenges that come in life. However, we have to look at the fact that some of those challenges and some of the things that are hardest are really the chance to pay off karma, the chance to learn lessons that you came here to learn. So they're actually a blessing in disguise. The next affirmation's fate. Fate covering a person's entire physical life, whether short or lengthy, can be as a result of cumulative karma of many lives or pre-physical existence. So it's a bigger canvas than just this lifetime. Our soul goes through many, many, many lifetimes and carries with it that thread of energy of the lessons and the learning and the growth until it gets to the emerging awakening and enlightenment. And even then it can create karma. The next one's destiny, based on cause and effect. Karma and fate. Each soul has a certain destiny to live in this or any lifetime. So this even involves astrology and the stars and the astrological influences. And there are some who believe that you go through all the different houses of the star, astrology houses that you have, and that you live out through each of the influences, even of the planets. But here's our affirmation repeated: destiny based on our cause and effect, karma and fate. Each soul has a certain destiny to live in this or any other lifetime. Now, the question is, of course, maybe you haven't even discovered your purpose in life. Maybe you haven't found your destiny, and it may be there just kind of urging you on, an inner ache that you need to feel, that you find to fulfill your destiny. And that's where a lot of meditation and silence and guidance comes in to help you get on track to find your destiny. And then to work with your destiny for the best, right? The next affirmation is one eternal moment. Every soul is part of God's one eternal moment of time, containing all they will experience over many lifetimes, bad, good, or in between. So in the moment, in the now, in space, infinite space, there's many dimensions, there's many, many mansions in heaven and on earth. And we are in this energy field that holds in the eternal moment of now all of that. And sometimes we can have a sense of it, precognition, or we can experience it. Or you can, and I have, in meditation, seen many, many lifetimes I've lived. And there were things that happened that was like, wow, okay, that explains that. And when you see your lifetimes in the past, that happens. It's more difficult to see visions of the future, although I have seen some. But that's because there's a lot still to be lived out, and things can change. Coming up next here, the affirmation is choice. I recognize that my soul has a choice as to what part of God's eternal moment to choose. And I choose enlightenment, which provides me with an awareness to choose good expectations and experiences. Now this is such a key. This is really the key to the whole thing right here. So I'm going to repeat it. I recognize that my soul has a choice as to what part of God's eternal moment to choose. And I choose enlightenment, which provides me with an awareness to choose good experiences. So I have experienced enlightenment, and possibly in many lifetimes, but I had an enlightenment, powerful experience when I was 15 years old. And as I have reviewed it over many decades, I really believe it was based on an experience from other lifetimes that I had experienced that enlightenment. But we, at one point, will all be enlightened, and we can, in this very moment, become enlightened and experience enlightenment. And in that moment that we choose that, we're free of our karma and we've chosen our ultimate destiny. Repeating one more time, choice. I recognize my soul has a choice as to what part of God's eternal moment to choose. And I choose enlightenment, which provides me with an awareness to choose good experiences. Now, the other part of this very important affirmation is the word choice. When I experienced enlightenment, it became very clear to me that we all choose exactly what we want to experience and be in every single moment. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. It's from our inner soul, our inner self. We're choosing our experiences based on what we wish to focus on and learn. So why not choose enlightenment? There's many reasons people avoid that. They don't think they're ready for it. They think they need to learn more lessons. They can't take on the responsibility of it. Many, many reasons. The next affirmation is meditation. Through my daily practice of meditation, to one degree or another, I contact the presence of God's eternal moment and am energized by the good experience energy. So again, this ties into choice in meditation. Depending on what we're open in vibration to receive and choose, you can contact that vibrational energy of the presence of God. Repeating this one, through my daily practice of meditation, to one degree or another, I contact the presence of God's eternal moment and am energized by good experience energy. And the last affirmation is oneness. In oneness with God's presence, God provides my soul mastery to meet circumstances and conditions active in my life with positive, successful results. And again, this is a beautiful one because it combines so many elements. The oneness we have with all, the key to being free of karma, God's presence, and how we live our life. So repeating oneness. In oneness with God's presence, God provides me soul mastery to meet circumstances and conditions active in my life with positive, successful results. So delving into the subject of karma, which has become very, very well known. Everyone now knows what karma is. It was not always that way, but now they do. Karma is the law of cause and effect. Karma is action, whether physical or mental, individual or performed by a group, and each action has a consequence. So we're doing. This life is full of doing, and sometimes we're just being. Now, when we're being, I think we're free of karma, but when we're doing, we are subject to the action and motion of cause and effect. Now, can we change our karma? This is an important topic. Now, human beings, according to the laws and truth of nature and the higher energies, must pay for their wrong actions, or must learn at least from their wrong actions. But when you tune yourself, or get in tune and aligned and merge with God through meditation, and when you connect with that God within you and experience enlightenment, and you realize your oneness with God and your divinity, then you've learned your lessons. You don't have to pay for your past errors. But then you have to become identified with your humanity by forgiving yourself and others and what has happened to you. The law of karma is a strong law, and it's the wheel of karma. Many people call it the wheel because you'll see even in tankas and many drawings the circle of the wheel. But the wheel has no beginning and end, and you can actually get to the center of that wheel, the spoke, the very core within that God self and your soul. And you can then, in that center point, merge with the oneness that destroys the illusions of Maya. You can then become free of the karma. It's almost as if you're on a merry-go-round and you're on the... I used to have a white horse. I'd love to ride on that merry-go-round. I'd get on that horse and go round and round. I was around 5 or 6 years old, and I just would find myself loving going around in that circle, listening to the music going up and down. But that can also be your circle of life. But at some point, you reach for that golden ring, right? The golden ring, which now I don't think they even do in merry-go-rounds because it's too dangerous. But there was once a golden ring, and I think in the cosmic wheel there is that spinning, that circle, the infinite that goes round, and we can get to the source that created that all. And then we can see past the illusions and the Maya. And you can see why you did what you did. And you can take action to fix it, to learn from it, to release and to forgive what you have done, and to also ask for forgiveness to make things right in your life so you can overcome that karma. It's not easy, but it is really the solution. It's the way. It's the way to experience and to actually choose to be enlightened and to be free of that karma. The Bible refers to karma in the book of Galatians when it says, "Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." So if you're putting damaging things into the universe, if you are hurting people, if you're full of negative energy and doing harm, you'll reap that in the form of suffering and a payback of one kind or another. And if you sow goodness, you will reap that goodness. You'll find the joy. You'll find the rewards of the goodness that you create, because every action, even every thought, brings about its own corresponding rewards. Suffering isn't God saying, I'm going to make you suffer. It's not about God's anger with humankind. It's really our own unawareness of the divine law. And it is the way that we learn, and it's the way that God teaches us, and our soul is working to help us overcome our lessons. The law of karma can hold us prisoners until we realize how we can change, until we find out maybe what we've really done and are humble enough to ask for forgiveness. Much of the law of karma is based on that cause and effect, but it's with our own soul's acquiescence. Now, I think that as our life here is speeding up, I think our chance to clear karma is speeding up as well. But we can't go into meditation, and we should go into meditation, and we can connect with that inner source, and we can connect with our soul, and we can ask to clear away negative karma. If you've learned the lessons necessary to resolve that part of your life experience. It takes that forgiveness and a very strong intent to be able to work from a new level of consciousness, the enlightened, awakened consciousness, so you can move forward on your life's path. But asking for forgiveness and that clearing takes a conviction to really live your life in a new way with new guidelines for what you're doing. The golden rule exists as one of the great lessons and guidelines for our lives. When you do unto others as you would have them do unto you, you are living with the principle of understanding the oneness of humankind. For in truth, all others are really part of that same spark that created us. So when we hurt someone, we're really harming ourselves. One of the great lessons I've been working on for a lifetime is harmlessness. Harmlessness in thought and action. And that's a part of what we can do to remember to try to always do good and be harmless, not to spread hurt. To free ourselves from the wheel of life, waking up from the dream and the maya and the illusion and stepping into enlightenment. Stepping into that center, the wheel of life, where you can see your life in a new way and become free of the endless delusions that's been influencing you. Now let's go into a brief meditation here, breathing in light, breathing in deep, holding our breath in that pause, and relaxing and breathing out. Breathing in light, being in that light, and releasing and letting go of anything that is other than light. Breathing in love and understanding the power of that love at work in our life and releasing ourselves to it. Breathing in that center that is ourselves in the silence, connecting now to our soul. The soul that is our very essence and presence within. For lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, our soul that knows what we are here for. That soul that knows our true destiny and reason for being. Be one with that soul. Just let yourself be. Let that soul's energy bring you light. Be that light. Become that light. Experience the one that created the source of all light and love. Be in the presence of God. Let that energy fill you. And now, let the best way to be guided to be free of karma come into your consciousness. Let yourself be forgiven. Forgive yourself and ask for any forgiveness you need for any hurt and harm you've done. Open your heart to that love that can forgive and understand that you are already forgiven. You are already enlightened. And choose that state of enlightenment right now. Let a million bursts of light that are brighter than the brightest sun come into your whole being, freeing you of illusion until you find you are awakened to the truth of who you really are. Breathe that in. Become it, believe it, know it, and thank God for a moment of being in that light and love of your truth. I'm going to close out the meditation here with a poem I wrote and then the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. Sometimes we must face ourselves in order to make a change. It can be hard to look into the mirror of that reflection and see the traces of time with karma's name. And life may seem heavy sometimes, and it also can be full of that magic light. Depending on how we look at it, we can change the view we see and our outlook of what is true in life. Whatever way we choose to be will determine what lessons we need and the perception of reality to help us find a way to finally be free. We can't limit what we learn from the tests of life as the circle turns, but remember, we are never alone on this journey we travel on. There are angels and guardians watching out, though they may be hard for us to see. And the one teacher, the Christ, is there for us to help us to understand if we lose our trust and don't understand our destiny. And we can always take a break from the drama of the human race. We can go inside and pray, and we can meditate each day. I'm going to close out today's talk with the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. Father, Mother of the cosmos, shimmering light of all, focus your light within us as we breathe your holy breath. Enter the sanctuary of our hearts, uniting within us the sacred rays of your power and beauty. Let your heart's desire unite heaven and earth through our sacred union. Help us to fulfill what lies within the circle of our lives today. Forgive our secret fears as we freely choose to forgive the secret fears of others. Let us not enter forgetfulness, tempted by false appearances. For from your astonishing fire comes the eternal song, which sanctifies all, renewed eternally in our lives and throughout creation. We seal these words in our hearts, committed in trust and faith. Amen. Today's talk was based on Spiritual Mind Power Affirmations, a book by Dr. Paulos Masters. You can go to metaphysics.com to hear the lectures and get the book. It's also on Amazon. I also have all of these talks listed for free where you can play if you go to mysticalperspectives.com. mysticalperspectives.com. I'm Reverend Cindy Paulos, thanking you so much for listening. God bless you, and may you always walk in light.